Hey guys, what's up? This is Charlie with Hot Tips here with another Let's Play Armello. This is the early access, of course. It is not necessarily the final release, or it's not actually the final release, but we are going to play another game of Armello. I got some requests to play as Sana this time, so we're going to do that. For those of you who aren't familiar with Armello, it is a brand new game that's come out to early access. It's been in beta testing for quite a while. It originally was heard about on Kickstarter, and so they got a lot of funding for it on Kickstarter. So they got some amazing artwork, and I think you'll like the way this game is. I think most people, who they see it, they say, "Wow, that's really unique," and they're like, "Yeah, I like that game." So hopefully you feel the same way. So we're gonna do another Let's Play. I have I have two existing videos on my channel, so you can check those out if you want as well. I won last time with a victory type I had never won before with the Spirit Stones like that. So that was kind of a quick game. It's not that long of a series. It's less than an hour for the whole game. So maybe this time will be a little longer, and maybe this time will be a little bit more in-depth of a look into the game itself. So real quick, I don't expect everyone to just watch the other videos, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the options real quick, because I think that's what most people do when they do Let's Plays. I don't know this video game stuff. So video and audio settings, we have screen resolution. It maxes out at 2880 by 1620. I'm on a Retina iMac right now, so my native screen resolution is much greater than that, but this is where it maxes out. Graphics quality, we have it very high. It has settings for low, medium, high, and very high. I just have them maxed out. VSync mode is here, of course. You can choose whatever you choose to do there if you want. Full screen, have it on. Music volume, sound effects volume. Controls, you can do a little bit of a customization to your controls if you want. A little customized control scheme experience, but really, the whole game, 99% of everything you will ever do, or 100%, is with the mouse. You just click. So it's kind of a pick up and play type of game. It's pretty easy to learn, but difficult to master, of course. And then gameplay, we're gonna turn the tutorials on. I keep turning these tutorials on. Last time they didn't show. I think it's because I've already gone through the tutorials before, so they're not actually showing me the tutorials. I wish they would. If there was a setting here that said, you know, click this to reset your tutorial progress or whatever, I would really like to have that, so I can show you guys the tutorials while we play, so you can learn more about how the game works. But you're just gonna have to rely on me to explain it, unfortunately, because I'm not that good at explaining things. At least I don't think I am. But before we get started in the game, I want to show you guys real quick the card gallery. Throughout the game as we play, you're going to notice a lot of different types of cards, and while you play the game, you unlock in the card gallery every single card that you've seen in the game. So I can scroll through these. These are all the cards I have ever encountered while playing the game. I have, I think, I want to say more than half of the cards unlocked, but it's probably close to just half. So still lots of cards left to see, lots of cards left to discover and such like that. 3 different card types usually. There are item cards, spell cards, and trickery cards. But then there are also followers, and there are treasure. Treasure's pretty cool. Obviously really good. Oh, I have a card here that I haven't looked at yet. So I unlocked this card, but I haven't actually opened it in my card gallery yet. So I'll go ahead and just click on that. Ah, yes, the moon dice. Rolls at night explode. The Moon Sith is a really awesome card. I like that a lot. If I get it this next game, I'll show you, but it's pretty cool. All right, so these are all my cards. They're there, and you can check that out at your own time after you get the game and play. The game also has a public game mode where you can go online and face other players. It'll search for a bunch of players and online and pull them in. It usually doesn't take very long to search and find a game. Usually, I'm gonna go ahead and just stop this before it does. It usually doesn't take very long to find a game. It just really depends on the time of day. You can also create private games and invite your Steam friends to play with you as well. And it looks like there's a ranked game here as well. So it looks like we're gonna have leaderboards and stuff later on when the game actually comes out of early access and is actually the full release of the game. So I'm gonna be looking forward to playing some ranked games against all you guys. But for now, we're gonna go to single player. And you can see there are 4 characters to choose from. We've got Sana, Amber, Mercurio, and Thane. Each of them has their own strengths and weaknesses. Each of them has their own little play style that you sort of have to. You don't really have to adapt necessarily, but if you want to win, you sort of have to adapt your play style to that character's strengths, obviously. So Sana, she's a spellcaster. Mercurio, he's into trickery. He's the witty one, you know, the conniving little smart one, if you will. And then Thane is the strong warrior. And then Amber is kind of like a well-rounded player, if you will. She's kind of she's not the best at anything kind of stats, but she tends to find treasure more often. So she's a Tomb Raider, if you will. Last time I played with Thane, it was kind of a short game, like I said, and I would normally play with Thane again just because of how short the last game was. But because I got a request to play as Sana, we're gonna go ahead and do that this time. So as you can see, as I click through these players, you can see how the stats down here sort of change. We have fight, health, wits, and spirit. Fight is how many dice you get when you're in battle, how good of a fighter you are, basically. Health, pretty self-explanatory. It's the amount of health you have, amount of hearts you have, you know, until you die. Run out of health, you die. Wits determines how many cards you can hold at one time. It's also used to pass some perils. Some perils are done by trickeries, so you get past those trickery perils by rolling dice equal to your wits. And then same thing with spirit, the other way around, same thing with spirit. As far as perils go, you roll it based against your spirit. But you also, the stat also determines how far away you can cast spells. So with high spirit, I can cast spells a lot further away from myself, so that's good. Each clan also has an affinity for a different time of day. The left two here have an affinity for daytime, and the right two here have an affinity for nighttime, which means that at daytime, these two will get extra dice to roll against perils, against fights, against whatever they're doing. They'll get an extra die to roll, and at nighttime, these guys will get an extra dice to roll. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of all the... And then each of them also get a bonus ability too. I don't want to skip that. So like, for instance, Thane, sword cards that he burns in battle cannot be blocked by enemy defenses. That's a sweet... I mean, he's a warrior, so he's the fighter guy, right? He's got 5 fight, more fight than any other player. And when he burns a sword card, which you'll look at in the game here when I burn cards, when he burns a sword card, they can't be blocked. So, whoa. You're in trouble if you fight Thane, usually. Mercurio, he steals 1 gold from the owner of a settlement when he claims it, so he's gonna be there. Again, Amber has a higher chance of finding rewards, and Sana, which is what I'm playing as, she gets +1 to all 4 of these stats when she's on a stone circle. So she likes stone circles, basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm choosing Sana for this game, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and select. Now, these are rings and amulets, and when you first start the game, if you'd never played before, you would basically have all of these rings. These 3 rings right here would be locked, and you'd only have to choose. You only have a choice of 1, and then these 4 amulets would be unlocked, and then these 4 would be locked, and you'd have to unlock these. Now I've won with 3 different victory types. There's 4 different victory types. You can either win with spirit stones, which is what I did in the last video, and that's actually when I unlocked this amulet. Then you can win with prestige, or you can win with rot, and the one I haven't won with is just by killing the king straight up in fight. So I won't be doing that one this time because Sana's the worst fighter of all the players. She's the worst fighter, so I won't be doing that. I may try to do a spirit stone victory here. I know it's weird because it's like I did spirit stone last time, but Sana actually seems like she works really well with that. I don't know. Maybe I won't. I don't know my victory type yet. I guess I'll find that out later. But I need to cater to Sana's weaknesses. She's got good spirit, but I think wits might help me more just because it gives me an extra card. Or more fight, because I have really low fight. I can't really decide which one I want to do here. I definitely want this ring here. It gives me gain 2 magic. And you unlock rings the more time you play, right? So like for instance, this time, I will unlock this ring after I play 5 games with Sana. I've played 4, so I haven't unlocked this yet. After this game, I will have unlocked this ring. So it says my progress is 4 out of 5. So I don't know what that ring does yet, so I guess we'll find that out later. If I win this game, or once I complete this game, I guess I'll go back to the screen and just show you what this ring does so that you can see what it does. But basically, whether I win or lose, this will be unlocked. I think I'm gonna do plus 1 body keeps me alive longer, but I think it might be better to do plus 1 wits. I need more cards. I think that's how I want to do this. I want more cards. But 2 fight's terrible. All right, let's do the fight. I want to make sure I can at least have some chance at winning a battle, because there's going to be battles. So I want to make sure I have at least some chance at doing it. Welcome to Armello. Okay, so this is the world of Armello, the land of Armello, and this is my quest, the god in the grass, to see the wild massage the vast plains, or message. I can never read this on the fly. Don't try to read words on the fly, people. To see the wild message, the vast plains of Druidia fields will surely light your path. Druna fields. Go there and gaze upon its glory. Let destiny's paw guide your journey. I probably butchered that so bad, and I'm really sorry about that. I've been talking a lot today, so that's just what happens. So let's take a real quick look at the board and sort of how things work here, how things are laid out. You can see that I fit at the bottom corner of the board, and when you play, you will always be at the bottom corner of the board, because it's as if you're sitting at a board game, at a tabletop, and you're playing a board game, so you would be behind your own character, obviously. Off to the left, I have Amber. She's over there. Off to the top, across the board, I have Thane, which means Mercurio is over here to the right. So there he is over there, the Rat Clan. And throughout the board, we see that this is a random placement of stuff, by the way, so it's never the same. All games are always different. So you can see we have various settlements, which are here that can be claimed. We've got stone circles, which can heal you, or in my case, give you +1 to everything and heal you. We've got dungeons we can explore, and maybe also some dangerous parts in the dungeon sometimes. There are swamps, which hurt you by 1 health when you walk into them. Forests, which will help me as being Sana, because I get +2 magic when I'm in a forest. Or if I end my turn in a forest, or start my turn in a forest, I get +2 magic. And we have mountains, which take 2 AP. These are ability point or action points. I'm sorry, action points. They take 2 action points to go up a mountain, rather than 1 like it normally takes to move anywhere else. And if you are in a forest at nighttime, you are stealthed, which means the other players can't see you, and thus, since they can't see you, they also can't play cards on you. So that's sometimes an advantage. Almost always is an advantage, really, to be in stealth. And that's pretty much the spaces on the board. In the middle of the board, we have a castle surrounded by 4 perils. There's 2 wit perils here and 2 spirit perils here. If I'm going to enter the castle for any reason in this turn, which I would enter the castle if I was going to do a rot victory or a prestige victory. No, not a prestige victory, a rot victory, or a kill the king victory, or a spirit stone victory, which all of those are technically on the table, although I'm much less inclined to go for a rot victory as Sana, only because the stone circles really help me, and I may want to use those to my advantage. But yeah, I'm open to any victory type at the moment. And the king is in the middle there. You can see he's very king-like, with his fist on his waist, his big sword just standing there like he is in command of the kingdom. And he is, for now, until the rot drives him mad, which is what's going to happen periodically throughout the game, progressively throughout the game, and he will eventually lose health and die. And whoever is on top at the end when he dies wins, or in this case, whoever kills him would also be the winner. So let's get started here. You can see I have 5 health up here. I also have some stats down here. You can see I have my amulet, which gave me an extra fight, so I have 3 fight instead of 2. 5 health, 3 wits, and 5 spirits. And since I have 3 wits, the most I can hold at the start of my turn is 3 cards. Now that doesn't mean that I can't hold 4 cards or 5 cards or 6 cards, whatever. It just means that if I have less than 3 cards, I get to draw cards up to 3. If I have more than 3 cards or 3 cards, I don't draw any cards. So basically, this is basically determining my default card holdings at the start of my turn. So the more wits you have, the more cards you hold. And I am going to equip this right away because this looks pretty cool. In battle, I gain +2 swords when I attack. That's going to help me a lot. It's going to put me on par with Thane's fight when I attack other players. So since I have 3 gold, you can see my gold down here. 4 gold, 5 magic, no prestige just yet, and 0 rot. And prestige, basically I interpret this as sort of how much political sway you have, and that's what the wording is, how much political sway you have. But I sort of think of this as how much influence you have over the kingdom, and if you have the most influence over the kingdom when the king dies, then you know people kind of vote for you as being the next king. So the most prestige at the end of the game would win if it gets that far. That's sort of like the default victory type if no one can beat the king. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wield this. It's gonna cost me 3 gold. You see the cost on the card. It costs 3 gold to wield the card. So I'm now gonna have just 1 gold. And I'm gonna progress forward. I need to progress towards my quest here, probably. That's probably the best idea to do. So I wanna claim this settlement, but I don't need it just yet. I guess I'm going to do it though, because claiming settlements is good. So as I walk over the settlement, you can see my clan flag will surround the settlement, and this means I claimed it. And every dawn, you're paid 1 gold equal to the number of settlements that you have claimed for that dawn. So it'll go to nighttime. We'll have a turn, and it'll come back to daytime. When it comes back to daytime, I get paid 1 gold for every settlement that I claim. So that's how that works. So I'm going to walk into my quest. And it says, the god in the grass, you're standing in the long grass, letting the calm winds sweep over your fur when you spy something in the distance. A great elk, a coat of almond gold, antlers of ivory, and eyes of diamond blue. And I have 3 options. I can either leave the elk be. This fine creature has a purpose greater than your own. It's kind of like it's kind of passive, let him be. I'm one with nature, so I would just let him be, Or I can cross the plains and attempt to approach the elk. This would test my prestige. Since I have no prestige, I'm pretty unlikely to actually get past that one. Or I can attack it. Surely there is power to be taken from this fine beast. And that would test my fight. I think Sana's character is probably not one that would just attack an elk, a beautiful elk who's being described as having a coat of almond gold, antlers of ivory, and eyes of diamond blue. When you describe a creature like that, and you're like Sana, you probably don't just attack it. That's like a Thane thing, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave the elk be. And I'm gonna get 3 gold for that and 1 prestige. So that's good, I got gold. And my next quest point is written in blood. So throughout the game, I'll have this quest that's just like an ongoing quest. And I can just I have to go to each of these spots on the board as the quest points pop up and interact with the quest. And the further along the quest I get, the rewards start to get, the rewards are really great from doing quests. So if you're looking for basically free stuff and you're also looking to do a prestige victory, or at least have a lot of prestige in case you need that prestige victory at the end, quests are definitely a must do. You just have to do them. So we're going to do this. It says, written in blood, a scholar in these woods has asked for your help in researching the nature of the rot. This may be a good opportunity to learn more about it from one of the land's leading minds. All right. So that's where my next quest point is. I think before I go there, though, I'm going to just touch this dungeon real quick. Next turn, because I don't have any action points left. So my turn, as far as movement goes, my turn is pretty much over now. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to play this card here next turn here. It says both players gain +2 prestige, because I do want to have lots of prestige just in case I need it. And I also don't want any of the other characters to get a huge lead with prestige. If I take a look at the character shelf real quick, you can take a look at sort of my stats, what I'm doing here with the amulets and the rings that I'm wielding, a number of spirit stones and settlements that I have. And I can also take a look at my inventory as well, so you can see that I have this item equipped. I can also look at other characters, other players too. So here's Amber, here's Mercurio, and here's Thane. And I can see that Amber started with the prestige amulet, the favor amulet. So she already has 2 prestige, to where the other characters have none. They haven't taken a turn yet, so they don't have any. Amber will almost certainly have 3 at the end of her turn, because when you do a quest, you get 1 prestige, and everyone starts with a quest that's within 1 turn away from your clan grounds. So she'll have a turn here, and she'll have that for sure. So now she's questing. She'll gain a prestige there, as well as an item card, looks like. They're all doing their turns here. And you can see as they do their turns, and it's going to nighttime right now, you'll see. So at nighttime, the king gets +1 rot. and during the daytime, when it goes to dawn, the king will get -1 health. So that's sort of how that every dusk, king gets one more rot more insane, and every dawn he gets 1 heart weaker or 1 health weaker. Oh, that's so good. So now I get +2 swords when I'm, oh, this is good. So I get +2 swords now when I attack, and now +2 swords when I defend. So these 2 things are really, that's really good items. I like those. Okay, so I can either go to this quest point, which I'm eventually going to have to go to, but I want to touch this dungeon real quick because I want to search the dungeon. Hopefully I will find something good. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And I get teleported all the way over there. Not really what I had in mind, to be honest with you. No, definitely not. But it does give me a unique opportunity, I suppose, to try and attack Mercurio, which may not be that bad, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack Mercurio. I don't know where Thane is, but I know that he's not right on top of me or anything. So I'm going to come over here, and then before I attack Mercurio, I do want to, if I do that, I could give him -1 health and then +1 action points, but I don't know if I actually need to do that, because I might just beat him straight up in a fight. I don't have as much fight as he does, but I definitely have more health, so I'm just going to try to beat him straight up and see what happens. So this is the fight screen. Since I'm attacking, my equipment came in handy right here. I can also burn cards to get this symbol in the top right-hand corner here, which I don't need any of this symbol. I don't really care to do that, so I'm not going to do that. So then you roll dice, and the symbols you get on the dice determine how well you do in the battle. So right here, he has 4 attack and 1 defense. And right now, I start with 2 attack and no defense. So if I want to live from this battle, well, I don't need any defense because I have 5 health, so I don't necessarily need to have any defense to live, but I am also going onto a swamp, so I do need at least 2 health to actually survive this fight. So one defense would be nice to get, 1 shield would be nice to get, and since he only has 2 health, I'm already going to hit him once, so I just need an extra attack. So I should win this fight pretty easily. It's just whether or not I live afterwards, that's the problem. And so far, it doesn't look like I'm going to live. I'm going to do a lot of attack damage, but I need a shield in order to live. And that dice is sort of glitched at the edge of the screen, but it rests at a sword. So I did a lot of damage to him, but because he's going to hit me for 4, I'm going to live through the fight, but I'll die in the swamp. So that's unfortunate. But on the plus side, I get to steal his spirit stone, so that's good. When you kill a player that has a spirit stone, you take 1 of their spirit stones. So I had 1 spirit stone. Everyone starts out with 1. I had 1, and then I killed Mercurio, which gave me another 1. So now I have 2. And then I died in the swamp, which makes me lose prestige. When you die, you lose 1 prestige. So I lost 1 prestige. I had 2. Now I have 1. But I took Mercurio's. No, I had 1. I'm sorry. I had 1. But when I die, I lose 1. But since I killed Mercurio, I gained 1. So it's really kind of it worked out in my advantage because when I kill Mercurio, I gain a prestige. When I die, I lost 1, so I didn't really hit that. I want to explain these things a little bit slower, and I want to sort of make sure that people who haven't seen this game before really, truly understand it. So let me walk you through a couple of things that just happened. And I think after I explain this, I might actually, maybe at the dawn, I think I'm going to end this video and do another one or start another one for the rest of the game. Or maybe I need 2 more, I don't know. I want to keep the videos under half an hour. But when you have the dice, Armellian dice, this is how this whole dice system works. When I was in battle, the wild tree explodes, which gives you an attack and allows you to roll a bonus die. So this is like the best thing you can roll is the wild tree. And if you rewind this video just a little bit, if you reverse this video just a little bit, you'll see that I actually got quite a few wild trees in those rolls, which is why I was able to do so much damage. Wild trees are really great. Then there are sun and moon, and these will give you 1 attack, but only if it's this time of day. So moons will give me 1 attack during the night, suns will give me 1 attack during the day. If I roll a sun at night, it just disappears and becomes nothing. It basically counts as a miss. And vice versa. If I roll a moon during the day, it counts as a miss. Then there's a sword, which is obviously just straight up, that's an attack. Shield, straight up, that's a defense. And then the worm does nothing. If I get enough rot and I become corrupted, however, the worm and the wild tree switch places. So the worm would explode and give me an extra die, and the wild tree would do nothing. That's how the rot works. To explain the rot, it's sort of hard to explain it really without just reading the sheet. So I'll let you just read this if you want and pause the video and read it if you want. But basically, when you're infected with the rot, you lose 1 health every dawn. And in battle, if you're fighting against someone who has more rot than you, they will get a bonus dice for every rot you have. And if you are fighting someone who has less rot than you, obviously vice versa will happen. You will get a bonus die for every rot your opponent has. So rot can make you super strong or super weak, depending on if you're fighting someone with more rot than you or less rot than you. And when you're corrupted, which is when you get to 5 rot, you become corrupted. And a whole bunch of different things happen when you do that, like the dice switching places, wild tree and worm switching places. But also stone circles, which normally heal you, will now kill you. And then the final part about it is that Banes will no longer attack you. So Banes, normally they'll attack you, now they won't. And Prestige is right here. Again, you can probably just pause the video and read this if you want. But basically Prestige is like that political power you have. When you kill another hero, you gain Prestige. You're more well known. You are you're a better fighter. You took down the clan. Think of it like gangs in a city. When one gang hits another gang and they win, they are become they have more notoriety in the city, right? They're a fierce gang, whatever. Similar thing to that. If you kill a hero, you get more prestige. If you get killed by a hero, you lose prestige, and if you die for any reason, you lose prestige as well. So yeah, that's basically a summary on that. One more time, just the victory types. I do want to go over the victory types real quick. Again, you can just pause the video and read this if you want, but basically the 4 ways to win Armello is you have a King Slayer, you slay the king, Spirit Stones, which is what I did in the last video that I did, or the last Let's Play that I did of this game, where you basically walk into the palace with 4 Spirit Stones in hand and click on the king. You don't have to fight the king, you just click on him with 4 Spirit Stones and you win. It basically, the 4 Spirit Stones kills the king. It purges the rot from Armello and everyone with it. So you done. Rot victory. You enter the palace and you face the king with a rot higher than his. Now remember, with rot, when you're fighting each other, you gain dice equal to your opponent's rot if their rot is lower than yours. And so if you enter the palace with higher rot than the king, it becomes way easier to kill the king because you get bonus die over the king. You get more dice than the king does. So even though the king has 8 fight, which means he gets 8 dice to roll against you, it's a lot. He would get that unless you have more rot than he does. Then you start taking his dice away and you start using them against him to have more dice against him. So rot victory, in terms of fighting the king, it's way easier to fight him if you have a rot, and thus that's one of the ways to win. And then the default, or if no one's able to do these 3, the player with the highest prestige when the king finally dies is the winner. All right, so that's how that works. Now it's daytime, dawn of the second day. Amber is the prestige leader with 4, so I'm just going to go ahead and play now. I'm not going to try it. I'll explain things if I feel like I have to, but I think at this point, it's probably just going to work itself out. You'll probably just learn how things happen as they go. So at dawn, the King's Guard moves, and they often will attack Banes if they're in range. And at dusk, the Banes move and will often attack either the King's Guard or the players if they're in range. So I get to choose items now. I think I'm going to choose Spell Card, and then I only get 1 because I only have 3 wit, so I get 1 card. And this one here that I just got will actually make me gain a rot if I play it. I don't really want to gain a rot, so yeah, not into that. So we're gonna go this way. We're gonna explore this dungeon again, and I get some gold, which is good. And I'm gonna go this way towards my quest. And before I stop my turn, I'm gonna play this card right here where it says both players gain +2 prestige. So I'm gonna make a pact with some player. Probably one that has lower prestige. He's got 2. What does Mercurio have? Is he over here? What does he have? He has 1. So I'm going to play this card on Mercurio because he's got 1 and I have 1. So we're both gonna have 3 now. So I'll go ahead and just play this. There we go. And that's gonna help us sort of catch up to Amber and Thane, who have 4 and 3, nope, 4 and 2 respectively. So there's that. I'm also gonna want to play this card on somebody. Let's play it on Thane. He's the harder one to beat in battle. He's a little out of range though. Oh, I see. I can only play this if they're only 1. The range on this card is 1, so this is how far away they have to be. The number of tiles away from the hero that the card can be played. So I have to be basically right next to these guys in order to play this. So I can't play it. I'll end my turn here, and we'll let the other players do their thing. Amber's multitasking there. She's fighting Thane, and then she's giving a poisonous gift to Mercurio. So she defeats Thane, and she dies, and then she also played poisonous gift to Mercurio, which makes him lose 1 health for every space he moves. So as he moves, he's losing a health, plus he goes into the swamp and loses a health, plus he goes into there. Oh. Okay, so that was actually pretty cool. He walked, so the poisonous gift makes you lose 1 health for every space you move. So he moves here, he loses 1 health. He moves here, he loses 1 health. Plus he's in a swamp, so he loses another health. Then he moves and loses a health, so he would die, except he's in stone circles, so he gets healed by 1. And thus he's left alive. And then Thane comes and kills him. So really up and down on the life skill for Mercurio there. That's the only way he could have lived, though, going through a swamp. Thane will attack the King's Guard instead of Thane. And it's my turn. I get 1 card. Let's choose. I got magic, so let's choose a spell card. Let's see what happens. All right, I like that. That's cool. I am going to go to my quest point here, which is over there. So let's just do that. I'll go to my stone circles. And you'll see that when I enter stone circles as Sana, I get +1 to every stat. So now I have 4 fight, 6 body, 4 wits, and 6 spirit. And if I stay here, this also affects the number of cards I would draw as well, because since I have 4 wits, I would actually be able to hold 4 cards. So I would get to draw more cards next turn. But my quest is over here, and I'm not going to waste 2 AP just because of possibility of 1 card. So, off to my quest I go. Written in blood, happen across the scholar in the woods, nose buried in a massive tomb that explains much of the nature of the rot. He asks you for your input as a member of the ancient bear clan. So I have 3 cards. I can either warn the scholar that he is meddling in powerful forces, which will test my prestige. I can suggest rewrites on key passages for accuracy's sake, which will test my spirit, and or I can read the book and try to internalize its knowledge. If I had good wits, of course, I would try that. Well, I have high spirit, so I guess I try that. Maybe I'll get a spirit stone out of it. I don't know. Let's see. No, but I do get a card. So my reward for this is 1 gold, 1 prestige, and a spellcaster card, or a spell card. It says, relying on your attunement to the wild, you are easily able to identify key passages that are incorrect in their representations of the rot. Knowing that a greater knowledge of its foul purpose will help Armello purge its presence, you recommend several vital changes. And I get an extra card for that. And the card I get is... I'll have to look at it after this. So my next quest point is over here. It says, Turncoats and Traders, you have received a message from the elders. A politician of some import wishes to speak with you when you visit the settlement of Felmark. Or Felmarch, depending on where you're from in the world. Try not to keep her waiting. So quest is over there. And I'm over here. And I can't get there. Unless I go... Looks like it's taking me at least 2 turns to get there. Possibly 3 if I have to go through the mountains. Basically the card I ended up getting from that Peril was just this one. Not really my favorite card in the world, but there it is. Yeah, so I think my turn's done now. I guess I'll let the other guys do their thing. Amber takes out the Bane after 2 tries, which is pretty good. I played a game once where Sana was, I wasn't Sana at the time, I was Mercurio, and Sana was actually over here right where Mercurio is, and there was 2 Banes in front. There was one here and one here, and the Banes just kept killing Sana because Sana had 1 rot, and the Banes just kept killing her. And eventually, the Banes had like 8 rot, 9 rot. Sana's got like 7 or 8, and she just became super powerful to fight because everyone on the board had quite a bit of rot, and she just became super powerful in like no time at all because she had so much rot. And she tried to go into the castle for a rot victory. It's basically what she tried to do. She kept failing the Perils to get into the castle, and ultimately I won by just prestige. But it was pretty funny to just watch her just continuously try to get out of her clan grounds and just keep dying. So, because I am the prestige leader, I get to choose basically the king's declaration. I get to help advise the king because I have the most prestige in the game at the moment. So, Sana, the king seeks your counsel as prestige leader. Choose a king's declaration. I can choose either peace treaty or beasts of bane. So, no battle between heroes is allowed until dawn. Lose all prestige if you defy the king and attack another hero. Or I can choose the king's sorcerers have opened a portal to the underworm. 3 Banes appear this night. Not really into Banes. I'm not trying for a rot victor or anything like that. I don't really do really well in fights, so I'm going to do a peace treaty. And I'm going to make it basically so that if anyone attacks another hero, they lose all of their prestige. You defied the king's wishes. Which obviously doesn't count if you're trying to fight Banes. And also the king's guard isn't going to attack you or anything, so you're fine. So now it's my turn. You can't attack another hero or you lose your prestige, which is great because I'm going all the way over here near Amber and Thane, and I'm doing that. So let's go to the dungeon first, and I get a Bane to attack me. That sucks. Well, I have to fight a Bane now. I'm glad I didn't make a bunch of them. I get 2 swords, and that's pretty much all I get. And I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna play any cards. I'm just gonna try to beat him straight up. Probably isn't gonna work. 4 attack. Let's hope he gets defense. No defense for him. Yeah, he killed me. Just flat out dominated me, unfortunately. So that happened. I could have lived if I would have just had 1 shield, but I didn't have any shields, so that's how it happens. Unlucky too, because I really wanted to get over there near those other guys, and there was just no other way to get there unless I, there really was no other way to get there unless I went through that dungeon. So Amber attacks Thane, which causes her to lose all of her prestige because she defied the king's wishes and attacked another hero. So I'm back to being the prestige leader now, I think, unless Thane is tied with me. Thane might be tied with me. Let's see. Thane is at 2, so I am the prestige leader now. That's gonna help. Amber's got 0. And if I want to see other people's stats, I can always just kind of come over here and see them. Mercurio's got 4. Oh, Mercurio's got 4. Okay, so it's Mercurio and me at 4. But he might die. He's gonna have 5. He has 5 now. Yeah, he's got 5, but he's almost dead too, so he's gonna try to make his way to the stone circles probably. Oh man, Thane's getting hit hard. And more magic for him. Okay, nighttime. And I think with this nighttime, the video's kind of getting long, so I think I'm going to actually stop the video here. If you want to see me continue this game, just click the annotation in the top left-hand corner here, and we'll progress to the next part of this game. It's sort of going a little slower than the last game, just a little bit, only because I'm Sana. I'm not really fighting a whole lot like I was before, but that's sort of just how that works. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just move real quick towards the dungeon, claim the dungeon, end my turn, and then we're going to basically end this video and pick up where we leave off right here. So I have 1 rot now because I died by Bane. Bane killed me. So I do have 1 rot, and that's going to make things change dramatically when it comes time to actually do battle with characters, because if anyone has rot, like Thane right here has, Thane has none, Mercurio has none. What does Amber have? Amber's not here. Amber must be in stealth. somewhere. But Amber, I think, has some rot, I thought. Yeah, she's got 2. So fighting Amber right now wouldn't help me at all. It's gonna hurt me. So maybe I will go after some rot. Maybe I'll just play this right here. Actually, let's just do that. Let's get 2 rot at least. Fighting Banes would be a bad thing now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So we're gonna play a Peril. I don't want to do it next to my home though. Gotta do it next to someone else. Let's do it over here. Play a Peril there, and then we're gonna make that Peril harder. So we're gonna do +1 to Peril difficulty. There we go. So that'll be really difficult. And then I think I'm gonna do this one here as well. As I progress through here, I'm pretty sure that Amber's over here somewhere, and I don't want to necessarily fight her. So I'm gonna play this card here. It says +2 health at the start of my next 2 turns. Go ahead and play that. Oh, but I won't have any. If I do that, I won't have any magic for the daytime though. Your magic replenishes at night, so at the dawn I won't have any magic. I have to keep that in mind too. Let's get another. I'll play this card right here. This card gives me -1 health, but +1 action points this turn. And I need to get closer to my quest, so I'm gonna spend this on myself. It's gonna hit me for 1 damage, but I get to move again, and that's the important part. I'm gonna move to the stone circles, which is gonna refill my health all over again. And I encountered a group of Druids. Oh, I love it. So this is a random encounter, a random discovery. Basically, you approach a stone circle with the Druids you approach the stone circle and the Druids direct your attention towards 3 symbols carved in a rock. Their leader seems to be waiting for your choice. I can either point to the wild tree, point to the scythe, or point to the spirit stone. I feel like I get a spirit stone if I point at the spirit stone, which is probably good. Scythe sounds like a weapon. I probably need that. I'm gonna point to the scythe. I don't get anything. The Druids mumble to each other in an ancient language you do not understand. The leader reaches beneath the folds of her cloak and produces a glowing artifact. She presents it to you. It says I didn't get anything. Glowing artifact. Oh! This is how you get the Moon Scythe. Oh, nice. Or Scythe. However you pronounce it. Sweet! So now, moon dice that I roll at night will explode just like wild trees do. Oh, now we're having an advantage in battle. Oh yeah, we're packing heat now. We're ready to rock. So that was definitely a very worthwhile card to play to get that extra movement. So now I am definitely ready for fighting. So we're ready. If Amber wants to come and get me now, wherever she is hiding in the trees somewhere, if she wants to come and get me, I will be ready for her. So we're gonna end this video here. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, comment below, tell me what you think of Armello, and click the annotation in the top left-hand corner to watch video 2. All right, I'll see you in a bit.